Welcome to this video where we're going to take a look at how do we set up a coordinate grid as well as to plot points on that. Now, some of you might have also just heard of this as an XY grid. It's the same thing. It's just a different way of describing it. And so you can kind of use that to recognize what we're dealing with. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to set up a coordinate grid. Okay, so how to label it, how to draw it, how to make sure that it's all accurate. And then we're going to, at the end, we're going to take a look at how to plot a couple of points on the grid as well. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off with a number line. Yes, a number line, which might not seem like a grid, but it is actually part of the grid. So here we have our number line. We have X. Okay. Now on this number line, we need to make sure that we place some benchmarks so that we know where this number line fits on the scale of the infinity number line. Okay, from positive infinity to negative infinity. We have to make sure we know where it's going to fit. So let's draw in some benchmarks. Now I'm going to draw them in a little differently here than you might be used to. I'm going to draw them in as a grid. Every one of those vertical lines is a benchmark of on the X number line. Okay, so every one of those is a benchmark. Now, I'm not going to label all of them, and I'll get into the labeling in just a little bit as well, but these are the benchmarks that we have so that we know roughly where things are located on this number line. Now, the second thing we're going to do is we're going to make another number line, and that's going to be the number line Y. Now, you'll notice it might look a little different because the Y is slanted. There's a reason for that, and we'll get into it very soon. Here is a number line as well, and this is the number line for Y. Now, to compare it, the relationship that it has with X, we're actually going to turn it on its side, or turn it upright, maybe not on its side, and we're going to place it onto our grid as well. There we go. We now have a number line of Y, and when we place it on the grid, now those horizontal lines that we have become the benchmarks for Y. On this grid, okay, as we're going to see where we have benchmarks that intersect, okay, we can label it with a point or explain the relationship that we have between the X and the Y values, and we can do that on this coordinate grid. Now, we've got our two number lines on there. We have to make sure that we label the benchmarks so that we know what it is that we're dealing with on this grid. Now, the benchmarks can be any numbers. Okay, really, we can go up by ones, we can go up by twos, fours, fives, tens, 20s, whatever we want to go up by, but we have to go up by a consistent amount. So the point right in the middle, okay, where the two meet, that is our point 0, 0. Okay, we're going to use that as 0, 0. Now we can adjust these the number lines. Okay, so we can move the Y over a little bit if we wanted to, or either direction, depending on where we want to situate it. But we always have to make sure that where they meet is 0, 0. So everything above, okay, it's going to be that way. No, that way, sorry. Everything that way, okay, is going to be on the positives. Everything that way is going to be the negatives. Just like for the Y, everything up is going to be on the positives and down is going to be in the negatives. So from that point, I'm going to put mine in. I'm going to go up by ones in this case here. Now, you'll notice that I skip every other one, and that's just to keep things not as not too tight. I want it to be a little more loose. Okay, but I go up by ones. So every benchmark there is a 1. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 7. I have 7 on here. And then the other way, okay, I go up to -7. And so that's that section of the number line that I'm going to deal with in this case here. Now for the Y values do not have to match the X values. Just because the X values are going up by 1 doesn't mean the Y values have to as well. They could go up by 1s or 2s or 5s or 10s or 20s or 100s. Okay, it's up to you. It depends on what you need. Okay, so you can adjust it based on the numbers that you're given or the type of graph that you are given. Now, in this case, I'm also going to go up by 1s again. Just again, it's a very simple graph, and we're starting with the very basics here. So again, 0 is that middle point where the X crosses the Y. And then when I'm going up by ones all the way up to 7. And when I go down, I'm going down by ones all the way to -7. So when we place a point now on here, that point is going to be the intersection of an X and a Y value. So this point right here, 4, 6, is the point where the X value is 4. Okay, so you'll see it's right on the 4 benchmark for X. And the Y value is 6. So it's right on the 6 value for Y. Okay, that's the intersection point. It's a relationship. It's a 4, when x is 4, y is 6. Okay, so we're looking at that relationship with together. Now another one, I could do a negative here, so I have negative 5, 2. So now the x value is negative 5, and the y value is positive 2. All right, so a couple of things just to look at, to go over at the end. When we're creating a graph, okay, we need to draw the x and the y axis on the grid, and the axis can be wherever makes most sense on the points given, or based on the points given. Okay, so if the points are kind of all positive, negative, right around 0, well, make it symmetrical like we have it here. If we're having just positives, well, just show that positive region that's up there in the top left. Okay, right up there. And if you're just doing negatives, well, just deal with the negative section, right? So you can adjust the axis where you would like. Number 2, make sure to label each axis with X or Y. Okay, you'll notice my X and the Y are on the right and the top. Arrows to show it continues, and evenly spaced numbers. Okay, what I see a lot is students will make that first gap one gap, and then after that they go up by something different. Make sure that every gap is exactly the same. So I'm going from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Okay. Now again, I have to start with 0 because that's where the two lines meet, but then my gaps can be whatever I want, but they have to be consistent. And finally, make sure to plot the points on the graph. Each point should be labeled. Coordinate points have brackets around them, as you see in my example. So make sure that you are labeling it correctly so that someone can see what you are trying to describe. All right, I hope this helps you. Thank you for watching, and all the best as you work through your assignments.